How does the biggest coastal predator look? What helps a clumsy Komodo dragon hunt? What's hidden behind the innocuous appearance of a leatherback sea turtle? Answers to these questions and many others you'll learn in this episode. Today, I'll tell you about the biggest modern reptiles. Saltwater crocodile. This is the name of the largest modern reptile. In addition, this monster is considered the largest terrestrial or coastal predator. Male saltwater crocodiles can reach a length of 23 feet with a mass of about 2 tons. They are, by the way, the only crocodiles of our time growing beyond 17 feet in length. It's enough to say that one head weighs more than 440 pounds. Of course, with such dimensions, it would be strange if this predator would not be at the top of the food chain. Fish, crustaceans, various small creatures leave it all to the cubs of the saltwater crocodile. An adult can even kill a buffalo. The force of its bite is enough to crush its skull, or for example, to crush the strongest shell of a sea turtle. When the victim is dead, the crocodile will tear off suitable-sized pieces of it and swallow it on the spot. The food may be hidden by a well-fed crocodile for later consumption. Although it often happens that other small predators finish them off, freshwater turtles or the same monitor lizards. And here it's impossible not to mention the fact that the saltwater crocodile is certainly no less dangerous to humans. Cases of attacks on people are not uncommon, and they often end miserably. Adult crocodiles are not afraid of humans and consider them as prey. It's the species that's called crocodile human eater. In many places of their habitat, capture and relocation of these reptiles away from populated areas are organized. Another contender for this title is the Nile crocodile, but we'll talk about him a little later. For now, let's continue to marvel at the capabilities of our first guest. It's said to be characterized by particularly great physical strength. Musculature takes up more than 50% of the total body mass, even in young individuals. In addition, this monster can be active for about 6 hours. Naturally, we're already talking about adult crocodiles, but still. Thus, animals who foolishly risk entering into a fight with a saltwater crocodile should take more air in the lungs. It's unlikely to help them, though. During all these 6 hours, the crocodile will not just move from place to place, but will work, as they say, to exhaustion. And now, add the strongest bite to this amazing endurance, and we get just some Terminator that you wouldn't wish to meet, even on your worst enemy. The calculated force of compression of the jaws of a large male saltwater crocodile that weighs about 1.4 tons was about 35,000 newtons. It's equivalent to the force of gravity in 3.5 tons. That makes the predator the owner of one of the strongest bites among animals in principle. And also, these creatures have almost the most variable size among all higher vertebrates. As soon as the saltwater crocodile is born, it weighs about 2.5 ounces and has a length of about 8 to 12 inches. In the second year, however, the crocodile will already be more than 3 feet long and will weigh up to 5.5 pounds. By the way, did you know that among the biggest crocodiles, there is its own largest crocodile? I'm talking about Cassius, an individual caught in Australia in 1984. From 1987 to the present day, this monster has been kept in a zoo on Green Island, Queensland. Its length is about 18 feet, and at the same time, it weighs about a ton. The age of the reptile has topped 110 years. In 2011, he was recognized as the largest crocodile in captivity. Also, already unofficially, he's considered the oldest. Interesting fact, Cassius got his name in honor of the great boxer Muhammad Ali, whose name was Cassius Clay at birth. Needless to say, just like a boxer, this saltwater crocodile is immensely popular. People regularly visit Cassius to meet the living dinosaur with their own eyes. Therefore, when there are no guests, the staff try not to disturb the old one unnecessarily. Cassius has a soft and docile character, keepers say. If you call him, the crocodile will happily run to the person at the other end of the enclosure. But even so, zoo workers are not overjoyed, as this is still the most dangerous reptile. Okay, now, as promised, let's talk about the Nile crocodile. This is another insanely large reptile that's considered to be the largest of the 3 crocodile species found in Africa. It occupies the top position in the aquatic and near-water ecosystems of its mainland. It's said that adult individuals of the Nile crocodile can easily handle even a hippopotamus, lion, or rhinoceros. Hunting humans for them, in this case, will not be difficult at all. Given that the number of this species is quite high and stable, it's not surprising surprising that the Nile crocodile was an object of worship and strong fear among the locals in the past. As for the appearance of this giant, it can be described in just one word: powerful. Like other crocodiles, he has short legs, scaly skin, a long tail, and very powerful jaws. It also has a special defense over its eyes that helps it hunt from the water. The nostrils and ears of this crocodile are also located in a way so that the predator can almost completely submerge in water, leaving them on the surface. The length of the Nile crocodile is different. Mainly it varies from 10 feet to 16 feet, and this applies only to males. Females are on average 30% smaller. Interesting fact, Nile crocodiles that grow in cold conditions usually grow less large and very rarely exceed 13 feet in length. Speaking of cold, the Nile crocodile is a cold-blooded animal that eats much less than comparable warm-blooded creatures. And if you suddenly see a Nile crocodile with its mouth open, know that it opened it not because it's in a hurry to eat you or anyone else. It's a little bit different. It's the way the predator energizes himself with the sun for further mischief. It's called basking, and it's what the creature does most of the time. But here it's important not to be confused and not to start thinking that the crocodile is indifferent to his guests. It's exactly the opposite. This is an insanely terrestrial animal that will not tolerate unexpected guests, and no one can remain unnoticed. Its skin is equipped with special receptors that react to changes in water pressure and temperature, as well as being able to determine its chemical composition. The eyes of the Nile crocodile are a separate conversation. Right behind them there are small slits, that is, auditory passages that lead sound into complex labyrinths that amplify its volume. Thanks to this nuance, the predator hears and feels absolutely everything. Even the slightest shaking of the ground will not go unnoticed. How does he not go crazy? You didn't think that today's episode would be all about crocodiles, did you? The world is full of other dangerous reptiles, which are famous for their equally striking size. One of them is the anaconda. This is the most massive snake of the world with truly unknown dimensions. Some say about 16 feet individuals, others about 26 feet. Still, others assume that they have seen 40-foot anaconda. There are also those who tell tales of 65-foot snakes. Whatever the case, scientists did the right thing and said that all those who provide evidence of 32 feet or more individuals will be rewarded. As you may have guessed, people haven't met them yet. The heroine of Hollywood movies, despite its frightening size, is quite calm and shy. It tries to refrain from such contacts with humans. She prefers to live in water where it'll be easier to drag its heavy carcass. As I said, it's indifferent to humans unless they beat it up. Although, on the other hand, the bite of an anaconda is not considered dangerous. So in any case, a person will walk away from this clash on his own too, and this cannot help but be happy. Despite the lack of toxin, anaconda feeds on everything in sight, from small underwater inhabitants or birds to large capybaras and even alligators. Reticulated python. This is the name of another amazing, non-venomous snake that lives in Asia. This python gets its name from its distinctive coloration that includes a chain of light diamond-shaped spots in the middle of its back and triangular dark spots with light centers on its sides. Why did I choose to talk about the reticulated python in the first place? Well, because it's the longest snake in the world. The largest individuals grow up to 23 feet. Our giant lives in tropical forests, sparse forests, and on mountain slopes. It chose this environment for a reason. The fact is that the reticulated python should be there as it immediately, literally becomes invisible. Well, of course, advanced camouflage helps it in this. If its chain of spots seems too motley in the terrarium, then in the jungle, on the contrary. To find this monster is almost unreal. In addition, the snake sneaks through the jungle silently. This is because the victim will see the python only when it's too late to do something. And if someone finds a way to get away, the celebration won't be long. Thanks to its thermosensitive dimples, python sees the world around it like a thermal imager and can easily track down any prey, even the most agile, no matter where it escapes to. But who is not used to giving second chances is the king cobra. Its name alone tells you that it's best not to fight with this crawler. The king cobra is the largest venomous snake in the world. Individuals can reach 18 feet in length, although usually these creatures do not exceed 13 feet. An important clarification, the largest venomous does not mean the most venomous. It's the inland taipan, whose venom is 180 times stronger than that of the cobra. But who cares about the taipan when the toxin in the blood of the king cobra is enough for all the good things in life. This snake lives in tropical forests of various types, mangrove or bamboo thickets, on high grass meadows, and in India, sometimes found in tea plantations. There it hides between stones, in special holes, or in trees. On the hunt, however, it crawls out during the day, and at night when the snake wants more. Do you know why? Scientists believe that the lack of a preferred time of day for hunting arose because there are no special restrictions on food. The king cobra can be satisfied with other snakes, as well as reptiles, birds, someone's eggs, or, as the scary legends say, even humans. But let's not talk about sad things. I propose to better consider the basis of its diet, including snakes. Yes, strangely enough, the king cobra prefers its brethren. Doesn't matter whether the enemy is big, small, or venomous, it's ready to eat anyone. Scientists say that there have even been cases when the king cobra hunted the snake that in turn was already chasing someone else. Thus, it's eaten both its main victim and, as a bonus, someone else. Also, this snake can go without food for about 3 months. That's usually the time when it guards a clutch of eggs. Komodo dragon. This is the name of the largest living lizard, as well as the heaviest of the scaly lizards. It's believed that individuals of the Komodo dragon can grow more than 13 feet in length and weigh more than 285 pounds. In general, the Komodo dragon is an incredibly brazen, strong, and aggressive creature that has no worthy competitors in its native environment. Only another Komodo dragon can eat its brethren. Cannibalism is a common thing for them. The only apparent weakness of the creature is its endurance, and that's only because they're cold-blooded. However, this disadvantage only applies to long ranges or extended fights. If the dragon has a sprint around the corner, it will easily come out victorious. It's believed that these scaly creatures are able to accelerate up to 12 miles an hour. It's funny, by the way, how exactly they do it. For such a run, they use a special pump under the tongue, delivering air to the lungs. This allows Komodo dragon to move and breathe at the same time, increasing their aerobic capacity and endurance. Leatherback sea turtle. Many of you mistakenly think that the turtle in this episode is a white crow. They say that she's not dangerous at all, even if she is big. Well, first of all, it's not just big, but the largest modern turtle. The full body length of the largest specimen was 8.5 feet. An individual weighed some 2,000 pounds, and the span of its front legs was equal to 8.2 feet. Undoubtedly, such sizes are surprising. As far as I'm concerned, the main feature of the leatherback turtle is its mouth. Look at it, it's creepy, right? These outgrowths serve as the animal's teeth. It's not just the throat, it's the entire esophagus. Imagine if there were dentists in the turtle world. How'd they have to fret? You may have noticed that all this beauty is directed strictly inward. This device allows our guests to successfully push slippery food straight into the stomach. At the same time, if the enemy suddenly thinks to get out, it will not be able to do this. By the way, also, despite the huge size, leatherback turtles can accelerate up to 21 miles an hour. So no matter how this or that victim would like to avoid contact with her, it won't work. Now, guess what it eats? The leatherback turtle eats sharks, humans, and even alligators. Come on, I'm kidding. Although you have to admit, given its intimidating appearance, it's not hard to believe it at all. In fact, the leatherback turtle eats a variety of jellyfish, crustaceans, mollusks, and small fish. As for their reproduction, it happens without much romance. The fact is that these turtles themselves lead a solitary way of life, and as soon as they meet the other half, immediately get down to business and then again separate. Then the turtle mom gets to the shore and leaves a clutch on it, well hidden of course. 2 months later, the cubs come into the world. They'll differ from their parents only in size. That's about it. Write in the comments what reptile impressed you the most. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel.